In today's video, we talk 16 fighters parting ways with the UFC. Conor McGregor takes a shot at Tony Ferguson for his comments about the UFC. Justin Gaethje admits Colby Covington would beat him in an MMA fight. Volkanovski vs. Holloway 3 in the works for UFC 276. And Tony Ferguson reveals his goal is to become the UFC lightweight champion. Let's roll.
All right, let's get this show started.
The UFC has parted ways with another 16 fighters according to recent reports from UFC Roster Watch on Twitter. It should also be noted that it has not been confirmed if these moves were outright releases or contracts which were not renewed. The 16 fighters recently removed from the UFC roster are lightweight Kazula Vargas with a record of 12 wins and 5 losses, lightweight Devontae Smith with a record of 11 wins and 4 losses, bantamweight Chris Moutinho with a record of 9 wins and 6 losses, lightweight Luigi Vendramini with a record of 9 wins and 3 losses, lightweight Austin Hubbard with a record of 13 wins and 6 losses, middleweight Michael Gilmore with a record of 6 wins and 5 losses, bantamweight Kevin Kroom with a record of 21 wins and 15 losses, welterweight Dean Barry with a record of 4 wins and 2 losses, bantamweight Cameron Else with a record of 10 wins and 6 losses, featherweight Mike Grundy with a record of 12 wins and 4 losses, lightweight Brandon Jenkins with a record of 15 wins and 9 losses, lightweight Rong Zhu with a record of 21 wins and 5 losses, featherweight Bruno Souza with a record of 10 wins and 3 losses, bantamweight Jesse Strader with a record of 5 wins and 3 losses, featherweight Mark Striegel with a record of 18 wins and 4 losses, and lightweight Fares Ziam with a record of 12 wins and 4 losses. During Wednesday's UFC 274 Media Day, Tony Ferguson aired his frustration about fighter mistreatment with comments directly aimed at Dana White and the UFC.
I think we're underpaid personally. I'm going to be real. I'm not going to say it too much. You know, I mean, Dana said something the other day, and I put it on. It's on my phone. I think it was MMA Fighting actually reposted it, talking about how boxers are overpaid. I asked Dana to box. He said, no. I'm like, why? I wanted to go play, I want to go play baseball. I want to go do other pro sports. I'm an athlete. I grew up playing different different sports at a very high level. I won a state championship football ring right here. We were 27-1. I come from Grand Valley State University as a wrestler. I want to go do, pro wrestling. I got Brock, Uncle Brock, that's right there watching me. I want to go do all these couple things, but then I have this guy right here acting like a fucking drug dealer telling me I can't go and do this shit. I want to go make more money for my family. I'm watching Embedded, and I see what Brian T. City, and I see his agent up there, and he's like, oh, and he was funny because he made a joke where he was like, oh, you're making money now. And he talked about his agent, and he's like, where you getting your money? There's too many levels of things right here where I got pissed off at, and I had to kind of put that besides me.
You can watch the full interview on the Mac Life's YouTube channel, where the link can be found in the video description below. Now, on Thursday, Conor McGregor, supporting Dana White, took to Twitter to diss Ferguson for his comments regarding White and company by saying, Tony Ferguson, who changes representation around 4 times a year, is saying it's someone else's fault he is in the position he is in. How many bridges do you burn before you look yourself in the mirror and say, maybe it's me that's the issue? God bless you, pal. I'll say a prayer. What do you guys think about this situation? Do you agree with Conor McGregor believing that it's Ferguson that has his own issues to deal with? Leave your comments below. In a new Full Send podcast interview with Justin Gaethje leading into his UFC 274 title fight with Charles Oliveira, Gaethje discussed Colby Covington and shared his thoughts on him as a fighter. He also admitted that Chaos would probably beat him in an MMA fight. Here's what he said. I think he's a great fighter, but he sucks to watch. But yeah, if I fought him in the cage, he'd probably beat me. because of his size and his ability to move forward and to grapple. But in a street fight, there's no f***ing chance. Because in a street fight, I'd grab a brick and hit him in the f***ing head. Yeah, can't do that in this sport. There's rules here. You got rules in the sport, and in the streets, there are no rules. I think the only rule is don't hit somebody from the back, so I'm definitely on his side when it comes to what happened with Masvidal. I thought that was a move, but I like Masvidal more. According to MMA Junkie, Alexander Volkanovski vs. Max Holloway 3 is in the works for UFC 276 on July 2nd in Las Vegas. The fight is expected to serve as the co-main event, as Israel Adesanya vs. Jared Cannonier is slated as the event headliner. Volkanovski and Holloway were supposed to have their trilogy match back in March, but the Hawaiian was forced out of the bout due to an injury. He was then replaced by Korean Zombie, and the fight was shifted to April. The Hawaiian has not fought since last November when he beat Yair Rodriguez by decision. Prior to that, he beat Calvin Kattar by decision in a one-sided fight. As for the 145-pound champ, he is coming off a dominant TKO win over Korean Zombie in the main event of UFC 273 to defend his featherweight strap for the third time. Prior to that, he beat Brian Ortega by decision after his back-to-back fights against Holloway. What do you guys think about this matchup? Who do you think wins? Holloway or Volkanovski? Let us know in the comments section. Tony Ferguson is scheduled to battle it out in the octagon with Michael Chandler this coming Saturday at UFC 274. Speaking to UFC News a few days ahead of the event, Ferguson discussed his preparation for the fight and revealed that his goal is to become the UFC lightweight champion despite recent setbacks. Here's the clip.
Life has been amazing, just in preparedness for UFC 274. Can't wait to get this shit done. Get out there and get that victory. There's been lots of things I've been doing differently for ahead of this past year. Healing for one, two, having fun, and three, making sure that we're preparing for Michael Chandler. Gonna go out there and kick this guy's ass. Well, when I have fun, I don't like to share it with the world, so everybody thinks I'm just being miserable, so that's just step one. Part two is we love being here for the UFC, so we're lucky to be here for UFC 274. Visualization is very important. Visualization is key. Took a nice long drive from California to Arizona. Got to stay around the mountains, listen to my music. It was just really nice to be able just to have that thought process to visualize what I wanted to do and be able to do it inside that octagon come Saturday night. His short time in the UFC it's not really my prerogative. Mine is to go out there and get that belt. I got a new space on my wall for another space for another belt, and beforehand it was really hard to visualize myself keeping that belt. You know, you can only fight for the interim belt how many times? So I mean, you know, especially when other people are holding the belt and just kind of keeping it, hogging it around. You can't get mad at that. You can't get frustrated with it anymore. The negativity's out and positivity's in. I'm out there to do my job.
It's time to check yesterday's top voted memes on MMAmemes.com. User Dole Mike posted this meme, earning him third place. Second place goes to John Head. And the top voted meme was created by none other than Tommy Boy. If you want your meme to be included in our next video, go to MMAmemes.com and create your own meme. The top 3 memes will be placed at the end of our video. Thank you guys for watching. If you liked the video, please leave a like and subscribe to our channel to keep up with the latest MMA news.